Greetings, Inquisitors! We're back once again in the world of Dungeon Siege. Let us continue to help out the poor Legion. After all, not their fault, they...
You'll have my vote. It's the others who will need convincing.
Can you tell me anything about the other Meisters? Anything that might help me convince them?
Meister Grimmelhaus, the mayor, he'll vote with the majority. Always does. So it comes down to the other three. Castle, Mudgutter, and Fiddlewick.
What kind of name is Mudgutter?
Mudgutter can't be very pleasant with a name like that.
Not pleasant as such. Mudgutter is a goblin, after all, and a barrister on top of that. But one can admire his efficiency. Pass a contract before his eyes, and he will remember every clause, no matter how tiny the print. Above all else, he reveres the law, and I cannot fault him for that.
Can you tell me anything about Meister Castle?
He's a hard-bitten man. Likes nothing so much as sweat on a workman's brow. Castle is the guild master of ironmongers, the most powerful guild in Stonebridge, I dare say. They maintain the great foundry beneath the city streets.
Fiddlewick is an odd name. What's he like?
A soft-hearted little fellow, always arguing with Castle over some question of wages or social class. Fiddlewick is master of the college, so he has a permanent seat on the council. And he's a goblin, of course, hence the name.
Thanks. That's all I needed to know.
No trouble at all. Honored to be of service to the Legion.
During the council meeting, you said something about the dapper old gent.
Understand, what I tell you now must be held in the strictest confidence. For a great many years, Stonebridge has been haunted by a most elusive villain. He appears out of thin air, wherever and whenever he likes. Confounds my constables at every turn. Even the automatons, mind you.
So, your automatons can't find this guy, and the constables can't find this guy. Are you sure this is one man? I mean, it could be like an organization of people who just wander around in a disguise, take it off as soon as you're not looking, just to go, oh, never mind me, I'm just some rando walking down the street.
Does this man have a proper name?
Only a few witnesses have seen him, but they all say that he's exquisitely dressed, an elderly gentleman of quality. Someone started calling him the Dapper Old Gent. The name stuck.
What crimes has he committed?
Theft, sabotage, wanton destruction of city property. Lately, his schemes have taken a sinister turn. Less thieving and more mayhem. Almost as if he hates Stonebridge and all its people. All the scoundrels of the city worship him. They serve him as eyes and ears.
And we begin to see why he's been so successful. The scoundrels of the city will always be happy to chat to someone who can pay them. And not only that, if he's got stacks of coins, he's likely to just go, here's more than the information's worth. Thank you, come again.
You employ automatons as town constables?
Indeed. They're disciplined, tireless, and they follow orders without question. Far better than the lazy lugs that we used to employ. When I finally won the first constable's chair, I sacked a lot of them. Ah!
Enough about the gent for now.
Right. Something else you need?
Hey, get lost. This conversation doesn't involve you.
We'll talk again later.
Capital. I'll look forward to it.
I like this guy. He's always running around going, capital. I look forward to it.
Welcome to the Stonebridge Jail. Do you have business with the incarcerated?
Now let's see.
Isn't running a jail a bit complicated for an automaton?
I apologize, but I was not designed to answer questions of a remedial nature. I repeat, do you have business with the incarcerated?
Remedial. I have never heard of that word before. Let's find out what it means. Let's turn to Google. Define the word remedial.
Remedial.
Provide or intended for school students who have not achieved the level of attainment necessary for them to be able to study with their compatriots. Oh. Now I'm certain I'm being insulted by an automaton.
I'd like to speak to the Krug prisoner. Fiddlewick asked me to appraise the situation and determine the Krug's fate.
Very well. It is Meister Fiddlewick's prerogative to entrust such decisions to strangers rather than automated constables with decades of experience. Please note that the Krug has been imprisoned for its own safety. It is highly unpopular with citizens, especially those who own pitchforks.
Krr.
How did you wind up behind these bars?
Krr. Krr.
Can you understand what I'm saying?
Krr. Ah, yes. Sorry about that. I've been having a terrible bout of phlegm lately. Yes, I can understand you perfectly. Why wouldn't I? Just promise me you won't do that thing where you talk slower and louder. Krr. That never works.
Okay.
You're pretty well spoken for a Krug.
A Krug? Krr. Yeah, I guess that's what people think I am. I'm human. Just some ill twist of fate made me hideous and homely.
People seem to think you're a Krug. Why haven't you said something and corrected the situation?
I'm tired of being harassed and assaulted. This time I decided I'd let them think I'm a monster and keep me locked up. Krr.
Well,
I've thought about getting out of here, but I have nowhere to go. I'm content to just stay here and daydream.
I have to decide whether you stay or go free.
Krr. Well, I suppose I've committed no crime, unless being hideous is illegal. But if it's all the same to you, I'm safe here. Let them go on thinking I'm a Krug. It won't hurt my feelings. If you let me go, have someone escort me out of the city at least.
well, that was unexpected.
Welcome to the Stonebridge Jail. Do you have business with the incarcerated?
I've come to a decision on the Krug.
I will enact whatever outcome you deem appropriate. Please enunciate carefully.
Set him free. Was that careful enough for you?
He's no Krug. He's a human. He should be released and given the full rights and protections of a legal citizen.
Very well. The Krug will be set loose and monitored for his protection until he has integrated with the city or been stoned to death by angry mobs.
Krr. They sure do throw rocks awful hard.
I wasn't certain that the Legion had truly
Yeah.
returned, but after witnessing your resolution of the plight of the oppressed Krug proletariat, it caused a great imbalance in my sanguine humors. Fairly had me bursting with them. Now then, we have much to accomplish. Shall we get started?
What do you mean, we?
What do you mean by we have much to do? Who exactly are you?
Yes, we. First person plural, in this case collective. I could lend you this excellent book on grammar, but wait, I'm forgetting my manners. I am Reinhard Manx, scholar, inventor, and sartorial adventurer. I have degrees in advanced thaumaturgical studies and non-Goblinian geometry. Naturally, I also have a grounding in the classics, but more importantly to you, I am descended from the Grand Mage Merrick, a legionnaire through and through.
Oh!
That would make him Merrick's last descendant then. In the old stories, Merrick was always more interested in making magic than, well, children.
Well, needless to say, it's been my dream to reunite with other children of the 10th Legion. Second only to the dream of a thaumaturgical waistcoat that can change its color and cut to match the latest season's fashions.
Wait a minute.
If you have Legion blood, why didn't you join us at the gathering?
Oh, you mean the invitation calculated to lure all the Legion descendants into one place? You must be joking. That was obviously a trap. One would have to be suicidal, or at least a great buffoon, to walk into that sort of setup.
I beg your pardon.
Oh my, do forgive me. I should have realized. I meant no offense. But in any case, no, I regretfully declined when that letter arrived.
You're making a terrible first impression.
How have you lived in Stonebridge all this time? I thought this town had a bad history with the Legion.
Had I trumpeted my lineage, we would have seen democracy in action. The ballot would have been whether I would be lynched or dissected, but still... I used to dream that the Legion would rise up from the ashes. But I also dream of square circles, so make of that what you will. The people of Stonebridge may have committed a terrible crime against the Legion, but I think it's time to forgive and rebuild.
Squared circles? All these squares make a circle. All these squares make a circle.
Forgiveness is an old virtue of the Legion. I'd say your heart is in the right place.
In all my studies of time, I found that you can coil it, twist it, bend it, but it always unwinds the same way. Hatred can't undo the past, so why hold a grudge? Why bother defending Ebb if you can't accept that its people will make mistakes? And of course, forgiveness facilitates the open exchange of ideas. It's hard to have a symposium with a lynch mob.
You said you were a scholar, but have you seen any combat?
I'm hardly the mage that my great-grandfather was, but I was best in my class when it came to channeling and energy manipulation. I may possess a physique best described as suety, but by application of higher non-Goblinian mathematics, I could rip a man in half with a thought. Well, theoretically I could. It's not as though I practice on people. That would be rather rude, and mildly illegal, but mostly rude.
Okay, you just raised a whole load of questions there as to how that's mildly illegal. But first, let's find out what suety means. Definition of the word suety.
Here's the definition of security. The state of being free from danger or threat.
Suety.
According to Wikipedia, the cat is a domestic...
Shut up. I'll find out later.
We need everyone in the Legion to join forces. Are you with us?
Am I with you? Does the thaumaturgical constant Q trend towards infinity for given values of the human soul? The answer is yes, by the way. The Legion needs to stand together, lest we fade into memory. So without further ado, let's be off.
Okay, that was unexpected. Hold on. Let's run back up here, have a chat with Fiddlewick, is it? Or Mudglitter? No, Fiddlewick.
I should thank you for resolving the matter of the Krug. Such a small issue, but it required an outside voice.
Do you have another problem for me to mediate?
Yes, I do. Baron is a wealthy landowner with a claim to many parcels of land here in town. He wants to charge rent to Hans. Hans has an equally compelling claim to the plot of land. Mudgutter informs me it's a case of eminent domain versus original acquisition. With the court deadlocked, both have agreed to let you settle their dispute. I'll have them meet you at the chapter house.
Very well. I shall run on now. Quickly save. You're still here.
Poor thing wasn't a Krug at all. Just a terribly ugly man. It's good that he was set free. Can't jail a man for frightening children.
I mean, technically you could. probably wouldn't want to do that, because then you have to take into account accidental frightening, and how the hell would you determine that? Yeah, I don't actually have much money. Wait a minute, what? -6 in armor, but plus 13 stamina and 8 attack. Plus 3 stamina, minus 11 attack. I'll sell that, but let's have a look here. As at a later date, I might be able to come back and buy some of this stuff. Excuse me. Hiccups. Attack -9, but Chaos Vampire goes up to 33. And so does Will. How much is this? I'll come back and get that one.
Not so fast, Legionnaire. None shall pass this gate without the express authorization of the wise and beneficent Meisters of Stonebridge.
Okay, if I say Kesselset, Mudgutter's a man of the law, and if the man who enforces the law says you go there, I doubt the automaton can argue with that. So, shut up and let me in!
We're going to the crypts of the Sacred Blood, at Meister Mudgutter's request.
I see. More soldiers of fortune to clean up the crypts of the Sacred Blood. I was instructed to let you pass. It must be very pleasant in the crypts. Everyone who has entered them decides to stay there permanently.
Oh, don't worry. I'll be sure to take pictures and be as much of a tourist as I possibly can be.
Please comply with all local laws and customs.
What if I choose not to comply with any laws and I don't like customs? Well, what are you going to do?
Hello there, friends. Looking for anything in particular?
How is business on this side of town?
It's a living, but not by much. Can't turn my back for a minute or folks seem to wander off with my goods. But don't let my ranting and rambling ruin your day. Give a holler if you want something.
Alright, stamina goes way up, but attack goes down. You don't have anything I want.
This place is oddly quiet, with all our machines shut down. I wonder what's going on in the foundry.
I think I need another drink.
Okay, have fun with that.
Sorry, my friends, the foundry is closed for an undefined amount of time. We do regret any inconvenience this may cause.
It's not inconveniencing me at all.
The 10th Legion is at your service. Just tell us what's going on.
What a blessing! The city's automatons can't handle the heat of the foundry, and we ironmongers are craftsmen, not constables. The Cyclopses have gone mad. They've killed a few of our foremen, and the gears of the foundry have stopped. We spotted goblin agitators inside as well. And if that wasn't enough, the fire elementals that power our furnaces have gotten loose.
I need to ask you a few questions before I go inside.
Of course, anything. Just ask.
These goblin agitators you mentioned, do you know who hired them, or what their plan is?
They wore no official heraldry and made no statements of allegiance. We give tours of the Foundry. I'm sure that's how they got in. The Cyclopses haven't killed them, so for all we know, they're working together. Perhaps they incited this madness.
How exactly did these Cyclopses get into the Foundry in the first place?
Oh, they've been here for years. And in all this time, they've tirelessly tended the Foundry without complaint or commotion. This caught us all by surprise. One moment they were working peacefully, the next, wanton violence.
Earlier today.
Do you have any idea why your workers would take over the Foundry?
The Night Foreman? The man in charge when this uprising began? I'm afraid he's dead. All our efforts have gone into evacuating the wounded and making sure the Cyclopses don't escape into the city. We're short on facts.
We're ready to help. What would you have us do?
Our attempts to parley have ended in bloodshed. You'll need to pacify them by force. I don't want the Cyclopses eliminated. I just want them to go back to work. So find their leader and humble him. The sooner the Foundry is back in operation, the better. If you can restart any of the gear works below, that would also be a great help. Any change in the situation down below?
Not yet. We'll talk.
Be careful. If you're wounded in the Foundry, we may not be able to send help.
Wounded? I don't think you know who you're talking to.
Step cautious there, Legionnaire. Several of my men never made it out of the Foundry.
Well, unlike you, Ironmonger, I'm a Legionnaire, backed up by the Ulster Inquisition.
I've seen fire jackals down there glowing so hot, even the Cyclopses can't control the beasts.
This appears to be a list of demands from the striking Cyclops workers. Oh no. It is penned in a fine hand. Probably too fine to have been written by a Cyclops. We demand at least 1 day of rest per week. Shifts lasting no more than 18 hours. Wait a minute, what? Their shifts lasted longer than 18 hours? No wonder you're striking. Provisions of monocles to those Cyclopses whose vision has failed them. Most of all, we demand fair compensation for our labor. No wages, no work.
Trouble ahead. Probably stating the obvious. Let's avoid those problems. Stamina and attack up both.
I'll take that. Attack down by 4. Ooh, no! First save point I get to. The hell with it. Let's pick a fight. +7 attack, -5 stamina. So leave me at 6 stamina plus. Alright. And a 6 attack plus. 8.
They've locked up those fire jackals. Maybe they'll cause some trouble if we let them out.
Inquisitors. Here is where we must pause for today, as other Inquisitional business has called me away. I have recently gotten word that the great enemy is trying to wake up, so we'll be busy trying to deal with that in a degree of time. But until then, as I have often said, remember, you are the guiding light of civilization in the darkness of the cosmos. It is your duty to spread civilization across it and drag the filthy heathen out of his willful darkness, the savage out of his blind, deliberate, willful savageness, so that they may all gasp and bathe in the purity of our guiding civilization that is the Ulster Inquisition. And as I've always said, keep up the faith!